Hi guys, welcome to Deconstructing DI with some die-hard DIers.
We're here with a new video on central challenges. We're part of the Washington DI Youth Committee, and my name is Alina, and I'm one of the co-presidents.
Hey guys, my name is Sanjana, and I'm the other Youth Committee co-president.
The most crucial part of the DI season is choosing your central challenge, since it sets the course of your DI season.
But before you finalize your challenge, your team should learn to read the challenge packet in order to make a well-informed decision.
Today, we are going to be showing you guys a breakdown of a challenge and its scoring. For example, we will be using the 2022 to 2023 Fine Arts Challenge, but the concepts of this breakdown apply to all challenges regardless of the year.
The second page of the challenge packet provides an overview of the general requirements for the challenge. The following page also has important information like the budget and performance time.
As you read through the challenge, you will notice that certain bullet points have green check marks. These check marks are required elements that you must include in your final solution. They normally correlate to a scoring element, so it's imperative that you read these lines carefully and use the remaining bullet points to get the context that you need.
Within each challenge, you'll be given specific elements that are unique to that challenge, and each challenge generally focuses on a specific theme, such as story, technical elements, and more, which you can learn more about in our How to Choose Your Challenge video.
Many of these elements require the usage of technical or scientific methods. This phrase refers to the method in which you create your element. Examples of technical and scientific methods include, but are not limited to, hydraulics, coding, math, and other science principles.
Following the story and element sections is at the tournament page. It's found in every DI challenge packet and it provides details about your presentation space. You should be prepared to present in a room as small as what's listed in the packet. But keep in mind that your actual presentation space might be different once you get to the tournament site.
This page also has key information about the tournament data form, expense report, and your team identification sign, which are all mandatory for your team to be able to compete. So be sure to read this page carefully and thoroughly.
Now we'll be breaking down how to read the scoring rubric and understand how your solution will be evaluated. Let's go over some of the most common phrases that appear in the scoring rubric.
Clear and effective storytelling is how well your story is understood. Given the various elements that are required for your solution, it's important that each one is integrated into your story so that it's clear to the audience who will be seeing your story for the first time. In order to score well in this category, make sure your story is easy to follow and understandable. If you choose to include technical jargon within your script, such as complex vocabulary like microscopy, light spectrometry, or other technical words, make sure to include a brief explanation of its meaning within your story itself.
The creativity of a scoring element is how well the element enhances your story and characters in a unique way. When approaching this part of the scoring, make sure your team thinks about how the scoring element develops the story rather than just keeping the performance static. For example, if you have a book, instead of just using it to read, maybe use it as a hat. Rather than limiting yourself to a single function or use to an object, explore other ways that it can serve purpose to your story.
Dramatic portrayal refers to how the scoring element looks to the audience, while dramatic impact is more so about the impact that element has on the progression of the story.
Theatrical effect is the grandeur of a specific moment in your presentation. A moment with a well-executed theatrical effect can be a moment where the story takes a turn. For example, the hero becomes a villain, or the villain is revealed. But remember, theatrical effects are not limited to things like plot twists.
The effective use of blank to enhance a scoring element represents how well something is integrated into the scoring element. For example, if the rubric asks about the effective use of technobabble to enhance the story, the rubric is asking the team to analyze how integrated and important the technobabble is to the overall story. Similarly, the effective portrayal of blank asks teams to think about how clearly the element is shown to the audience.
Technical design is the result of a plan for carrying out or accomplishing a task. A high-quality design shows careful planning and is effective, efficient, and reliable. If your element is unable to carry out its designated task during your performance or undergoes a malfunction, it will reduce your score since your element wasn't reliable, reflecting a faulty technical design.
Meanwhile, technical innovation is how creative your element is, whether that creativity is found in the design, the way it's programmed, or something else. Technical innovation also accounts for the methods used to create the element. If your element relies less on team members and effectively executes the function it was designed to complete, your team is likely to score higher on the rubric. However, if your team fails to present a functional element, it's possible that your technical innovation score will also drop.
Every challenge has a central scoring element which your team should focus on while planning your solution. For challenges like technical and engineering, where a single mechanism you build might be worth over 150 out of 400 points, spending extra time working on and planning these parts won't be a waste of time.
For example, in the 2022 to 2023 season, the engineering challenge was to build a roller coaster that had both distance and speed. The roller coaster was scored in 2 different categories: its technical design and its experience. These 2 sections combined for 67% of a team's essential challenge score, so it's essential to target these sections while working.
If your team has any questions about the rules of the road or the challenge itself, you can ask them using the clarification section of the DI Team Manager portal.
That's all for today's video, and we'll see you next
Time!